Exploring Primary Production, Insight from the Temperate Zone. Abstract. Primary production in the temperate zone oceans plays a crucial role in global carbon cycling and the marine ecosystem. Monitoring and understanding changes in primary production in these regions are essential for assessing the marine ecosystem health. The advancements in our ability to monitor primary production in the temperate zone can be attributed to the deployment of ocean observing arrays such as the Endurance Array, the Pioneer Array, and the Argentina Basin Array. These arrays utilize a combination of institute sensors, remote sensing technologies to continuously monitor key biogeochemical parameters, including chlorophyll A concentration, primary productivity, density, and salinity. Additionally, they provide insight into the influence of physical drivers such as the thermohaline current on primary production activity. The Endurance Array, located in the Northeast Pacific, employs a suite of sensors to monitor intricate interactions between physical and biogeochemical processes, including the impact of density and salinity variations on primary production. Similarly, the Pioneer Array, situated in the Northwest Atlantic, contributes valuable data on primary production in relation to changes in water density and salinity driven by the Gulf Stream and the Labrador Current. In the Argentine Basin, the array facilitates through observation of primary production processes in the South Atlantic. Integrating data from multiple observing platforms and developing advances in data techniques will further improve our understanding and interactions with driving primary production in these ocean regions. Introduction. In the study, the OOI recorded chlorophyll A data over a 12-month period in a temperate zone at the Endurance Array, the Pioneer Array, and the Argentina Basin Array, as well as other readings such as temperature, dissolved oxygen, nitrate, and salinity. Through this data, we are able to see the relationship between chlorophyll A concentration and temperature, dissolved oxygen, nitrogen, and salinity on an ocean surface, helping us to understand the primary production. Methods. As you can see from the graph to the right in Figure 1, chlorophyll A is being monitored by the National Science Foundation's Ocean Observatories Initiative, or OOI, over the last 12-month period in the temperate zone. The temperate zone includes the North Atlantic, the South Atlantic, and the North Pacific Oceans. Chlorophyll A monitoring, along with the monitoring of temperature, nitrate, dissolved oxygen, and salinity, allows us to better understand the health of our primary producers and overall health of the marine ecosystem in a given area. Results. As we see from the graph, due to increased sunlight and nutrient-rich waters from winter mixing, primary productivity and phytoplankton abundance peak during late spring through early fall, while they decrease in the winter due to limited sunlight and cooling surface water temperatures. The atmospheric process plays a significant role in shaping surface oceanographic conditions through wind pattern, temperature, precipitation, and gas exchange. Through these processes, the distribution of nutrients and dissolved gases impacts density and salinity, helping to shape the thermohaline circulation, ocean conveyor belt, as we all know, patterns, and the global climate. Seasonal patterns in chlorophyll A show peaks in spring, summer, and early fall, driven by changes in seawater properties like temperature, salinity, nutrients, concentration, as well as oceanographic processes like the thermohaline circulation and upwelling. In the Argentine Basin, we see a steady concentration of the chlorophyll A from April through November. In the Pioneer Array, we see a spike in chlorophyll A from April until May, and then a decline followed by a steady concentration until mid-October, where we see a slight rise. The Endurance Array sees the most fluctuation in chlorophyll A from April until August, followed by a decline, and then conditions stay steady for the remainder of the year. Primary production in each of these arrays at any given time are likely due to combination of favorable environmental conditions, nutrient supply, light availability. In addition, warmer waters can lead to stratification, trapping nutrients in the surface layer where they are more accessible to phytoplankton, promoting chlorophyll A production. The three arrays are different locations, therefore seasonal changes may differ. However, all three peak around the same time, only differing in the level of chlorophyll A concentration and the length of the blooms. Both Pioneer and Argentine Basin arrays have more abrupt, short-lived blooms, which would suggest lesser quantities of nutrients available, while on Endurance Ray, there is an abundance of nutrients. These patterns may be caused by several different conditions. However, I believe the most significant two would be the thermal circulation and upwelling. Primary production and geography in marine ecosystems have a complex relationship. Geographical factors such as proximity to land, latitude, oceanographic features, and ecosystem structures all play roles in shaping the distribution and intensity of primary production. One example of a relationship between primary production and geography for all three arrays would be upwelling. Upwelling is a process in the ocean where cold, nutrient-rich waters from deeper layers rise to the surface. The relationship between primary production and geography can be described as a mixture of spatial, temporal, and ecological interactions between environmental conditions and biological processes. Discussion and conclusion. Areas in close proximity to heavily populated coastal cities can have sufficient impact on patterns of chlorophyll A blooms in the coastal waters. Three impacts of heavily populated coastal cities are nutrient pollution, which coastal cities often produce large amount of urban runoff, sewage discharge, and agricultural runoff. These nutrients, such as nitrogen and phosphorus, can enter the coastal waters through rivers and stormwater runoff, leading to increasing likelihood of primary production. Habitat modification. Often coastal cities have coastal development, including dredging and building of infrastructure such as marinas and ports. Coastal development can alter water circulation patterns, modify coastal habitats, and disrupt natural coastal ecosystems. Effects of climate change in ocean areas around heavily populated coastal cities include rising sea levels, ocean acidification, and change in temperature patterns that make coastal cities vulnerable. What we can do to improve remote sensing technologies, satellite observations, and intuition monitoring network tools for tracking changes in primary production at the ocean surface to make it more accurate.